Eddie Jones is named a 36-man squad for the autumn now that the Premiership final is out of the way. So what do you guys make of it so far?
Yeah, I mean, every squad that Eddie picks, there's going to be players that we all jump on the bandwagon and say he should be playing, he should be picked, he should be in. And there's obvious ones, isn't there? Look at Exeter. The Simmons boys, we talked about it earlier, ridiculously good. You know, Simmons.
Would you have Joe Simmons in ahead of Jacob Umaga?
Well, this is the thing that I don't quite understand, right, with Eddie Jones. He's always just literally had Ford and Farrell as the two tens, right? There's never been anyone else. Like Cipriani had a little look a couple of years ago, but then since then, it's always been those two boys, which I get. And I understand they're Eddie's boys. He picks them. Now George Ford has got an Achilles problem. He ain't in the squad, right? He ain't in this week. So you've got Farrell, who's not played any rugby for a while. And when he has played for England, he's played 12. And then you pick Jacob Umaga, who Jacob's a really good young player. And you saw his try at the final at the weekend. You know, outstanding bit of skill, brilliant footwork, skinned Stuart Hogg, British and Irish Lions fullback.
I wouldn't say he skinned him. He went past him.
He absolutely rinsed him. Pulled his pants down.
Mate, he went past him just.
Mate, and Hoggy was still pissed from the week before, and he still got mad. He still played well. But here's the thing: you've got Joe Simmons, who has captained. We heard from Stino. He has captained Exeter to a double, and he's a leader, and he's playing ridiculously well. Why haven't you got all three of them in there? Do you know what I mean? Why have you got you've got three scrum halves. You've got Ben Youngs, Dan Robson, and Willie Hines. Yet you've only got two fly halves, of which Owen Farrell's one, the skipper, and you've got Jacob Umaga, who's got no caps. Get them both in the squad. Yeah, they're both quality players, and Simmons is unbelievable.
Without doubt, Eddie is influenced by the media in terms of not wanting to jump on the bandwagon. You could almost see Willis not getting in, but obviously there's some players that it's impossible not to pick, and he has got to that point. Like, I don't know. I think Simmons is brilliant, but I'm watching the game at the weekend. Again, you can't judge anything, can you, because of the weather? So there's nothing in it when you're watching the two tens. But you're in a better position in terms of, is Umaga better than Joe Simmons in terms of who's going to be in that position? But I'm the same as you. I thought he would have put all three in, because really it's about the future as well, isn't it? You always speak about that. But then who do you drop? Can you have 37? Or is it, is it 36? Is that, I mean, what is the rules is rules? I mean,
why has he made that decision though? What's
do you know what? Jacob Umaga, he was in the squad as one of the youngsters up and coming, I think last Six Nations. And Jacob's played exceptionally well. I'm not, doing a disservice to Jacob at all, because he has been quality for Wasps. He's a real laid-back character, but he's incredibly skillful, a brilliant attacker. Defensively, there are some questions around him sometimes, but you've got a kid in Joe Simmons who's captaining, and I can't say it enough, he's captained the team that have won the double. You ain't captained by fluke.
And he plays like an international 10.
Yeah.
He's safe as houses. He's got an unbelievable kicking game. Like, as in...
His goal kicking, I think he's kicked about 33 on the spin now in terms of goal kicks.
But he does that week in, week out at the very highest level, and he's 23 years old. Not that Jacob doesn't do that, but he's almost, not like Cipriani, but he's a little bit looser. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like Freddie Burns, like that style kind of player, which is great to watch. Finn Russell. Whereas with England, you're thinking the way that South Africa beat them in that final is actually going forward. You'd want a 10 like Joe, or at least have him in the squad.
But I suppose the other thing is, and why I questioned it a little bit, was because Farrell's played 12 a lot, hasn't he, with Ford at 10. And now we've got no Manu as well. Manu's out. And you've lost your 10 in George Ford, who's out injured, and your 13 in Manu, who's out injured. So you've got to have new guys in there anyway. Does he go Farrell at 10, Slade and Jonathan Joseph in the centres, and then have Jacob on the bench? Because ultimately you've got to have another 10 on the bench, and Jacob's the only other 10 in the squad. So it's a big shock that Joe Simmons didn't get picked. And a big shock that Sam Simmons didn't get picked as well.
So why didn't he pick Joe Simmons, do you think? Like, what do you think the reasons are for him not to be in the squad?
I ain't got a Scooby, because there's no part of Joe Simmons' game that you look at and go, oh, you can see why he hasn't picked him on those grounds. I can't fault anything that Joe Simmons does on the rugby field or has done on the rugby field.
Don't know,
I just don't see it. I don't see a weakness. It's just Eddie's prerogative, isn't it? He chooses what he wants, and I think he enjoys sometimes not following the masses in terms of their opinion. And here we are. So I said it last week.
Yeah, sorry.
I said it last week. Joe Simmons is shit. Don't pick him, Eddie. He's shit. And
I did say that. I did say that about Sam as well.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But you said it because you actually believed it.
But the thing is, well, Eddie Jones has come out in the media. I don't know if you've seen it. Said, people have asked him the question why, and it's not as if he's come out and said, "Oh, he's not ready," or "There's nothing in it." He's come out and said, "These are the 36 best players that they've picked." So he is saying that Joe doesn't fit into that 36 players in terms of his capabilities as it stands. Yeah. Like, he's come out, he sounded a bit pissed off. I mean, I read it. You can take that out of context, but it's, I don't know. But mate, England have got so many good players. The interesting one for me, and the reason why he ain't come on the podcast, is Johnny Hill. I reckon he knows. He knows that he's in, mate. I think he's in. That's why he's not come on. But he ain't keen to talk about Bush before he plays a test match, which is beyond me. Bizarre. He was mad keen. He's gone all serious. Mate, you can't take you seriously with that beard.
Do you reckon his beard's going to go if he gets picked for England?
It'd have to. You can't be singing the anthem with that. You can't.
Do you think Umanga will get a run on a debut?
Yeah, I hope so. I really do.
He might put Malins in though, because Malins can play 10 and 15.
Yeah, but Malins hasn't played. He talks about players playing at the top level in the high intensity games. Malins hasn't played 10 in a high intensity game, has he? He's been unbelievable at fullback. Don't get me wrong.
Mate, certainly.
I understand that, but then Farrell goes down in the first minute, or Farrell gets sent off for another tackle. But no, he's been doing loads of tackle practice, really low. You've got to have someone there, and that's why I just don't understand how Joe Simmons isn't there.